That's genuinely the best piece of advice I ever got, because like, I think you said it as well, actually, Slat. Like the time you spent honing your voice and getting like that narration quality down when you were younger ended up meaning that now you're older, you have that skill set. And I think that was just a really important thing, was just my dad just being like, just fucking do it. Stop talking about it.
And in the process, Schlatt actually gave himself a bastardized New York accent that doesn't sound like anyone who's ever been from New York.
What are you talking about? You're wrong. You're wrong. Listen.
What do you mean?
Listen to me.
Okay, for anyone listening to this, go back to Schlatt's videos from just 2 years ago. Just go back 2 years.
Maybe 3.
Okay, maybe 3. Not a
3.5.
huge difference. I mean, how old are you now, Schlatt?
22.
You're 22. Go back to when Schlatt was 19 and just listen to how his voice sounds. Just so different. It is just like
Ted, this is nothing to worry about.
Okay,
it's like when you get to that age and your balls start lowering.
But
it's like it just happened to me.
But you went through puberty when you were like 14, and
what
then
are you
it's like
talking
there's this
about?
secondary
My voice was so
puberty.
much higher back then. I was a late bloomer.
I consider it to be Schlatt's
My
secondary
cock is
puberty.
still below average. Okay,
No,
I'm waiting.
I'm telling you right
waiting
now
for
that
it.
Schlatt went
I'm
through a
waiting for it to
secondary
get
puberty.
bigger than usual, and it's often it just doesn't. And listen, let me also
sounds
add
like
on to what Wilbur was saying. When you start young and you have those comments that's like, fuck you, you little you squeaker. I got those comments all the time. All the time.
Yeah.
But the problem is when you do that and when you just keep making videos, like, it's going to take years. Like, this not everybody's Rambo, where they just kind of like burst onto the scene and get like 5 billion followers. Like, it's going to take a lot of time spent honing your voice, trying to figure out how to talk
you
into
did
a
an
microphone,
excellent job of
trying to figure
avoiding
out
the-
how to talk into a camera. Shut the fuck up, Ted.
I have one thing to say.
All of that.
Just let me say this thing.
Stop it!
Penises again.
I'm talking.
Let's talk
You
about
go
all
back.
that again.
All
You
that
go
time
back.
it's
No,
going to
no.
take for you to get good. You should do that young, so by the time you are old enough and mature enough to make good shit,
Do you
you
think
know how to
Ninja
do
has an
it.
above-sized penis?
Okay, you go back.
It's
3
well
years.
below average.
You go back 3 years, and you go to Schlatt when he was doing his like railway videos, his Zoo Tycoon or whatever the fuck it was. You sound like a kid that worked at a teenager that worked at a video store, and then you go forward in the future 3 years, and it sounds like you're like a half New York, half Romanian man that works at a deli in Queens or something.
I became a broken human, Ted, is what happened. I became a broken person. I hit 21. I had my first sip of alcohol, and I became an alcoholic.
Your first sip, yeah?
Yes.
You believe that?
Yes. Oh. I did not have a drop of alcohol before 21.
I just don't believe that. There's nothing in my body that could ever convince me.
it.
You can look back. I sounded like a square because
like
I was.
Yeah, he was at the. Oh, jeez.
And it was even smaller back then.
What? Wilbur, in preparing for this.
I'm sorry. Should I do the rest of the podcast in like a completely nondescript accent? Should I try and turn that back on?
You're acting as if you haven't been walking through life in the last 2 years in a completely nondescript accent. Are you kidding me?
What are you talking about?
This is
legitimately how I sound.
By accident.
Legitimately, whether or not it was by accident.
You trained yourself to naturally
my name
talk
is
like
Schlatt,
this.
And today I can't. How do I even? I can't. It doesn't even.
Can you try to like just try to do what your voice used to sound like 3 years ago? It wasn't that long ago.
I don't know.
Schlatt, my voice hasn't changed in like 10 years, and yours
that.
went through a
But
metamorphosis.
We're different people.
I just think that you did something to yourself somehow along the way.
Did something to myself.
I don't know. I think that you gave yourself like, I don't know if you went through like some sort of maybe it was when you face revealed and you just hit and you started growing out the beard and the chops, and there was like some sort of chop related trauma that happened, but your voice changed. Like I think that like you went through the first evolution. You went through a short-term evolution. Darwin would have been amazed to see what happened to you.
My DNA got completely resequenced over the past couple of years.
You went from Homo sapien to Homo schlaticus in 3 years.
Thank God.
You were a scientific marvel.
Thank you. Wilbur was saying how he hated something in the United States, which I think is crazy.
When I was in America,
yeah, we can leave. We can exit this. Just giving Schlatt shit.